Hi, my name is Muhammad Zulkar Kamal bin Mazaki. My matrix number is S21A2157. Now I will present about definition on company. A company is a formal organization created by an individual or group of individuals for the purpose of conducting business operations like manufacturing product, offering service, or conducting trade. It has its own legal right, obligation, and liability because it is a distinct legal entity from its owner or shareholder. Companies are established with the intention of making a profit and maximize shareholder value. Depending on the legal and regulatory environment of the nation in which they operate, they can assume a variety of shapes, including cooperation, limited liability company, partnership, or sole proprietorship. Companies typically have a defined organization structure with different levels of management and department responsible for various functions. They may have a board of directors or governing body that oversees the company operation and strategic decision making. Depending on their industry and the particulars of their operation, companies might engage in a wide range of activities. They can work in a variety of industries, including manufacturing, technology, finance, healthcare, and retail. Some businesses are closely held and privately owned, while others could be openly listed on stock market, enabling people to buy and sell company shares. In general, a company is an organization and legal body that exists to undertake business operations and seek financial objectives. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Abdullah bin Maruf. My matrix number is H21A2140. I will present about classification on the basis of liabilities. Okay, we have three company, which is the first is company limited by guarantee. Okay, this company component is share or also shareholders. The members must be submitted to company's house. Next is only liable for the promised money if the company was wound up. Next, this company guarantee also often used by clubs, charities, sport association, and so on. Okay, this company also protect the guarantor assets. Next, number 2 is company limited by share, restricted by the amount that is outstanding on each of their individual shares. This company may impose this liability both during its life and when it is coming to an end. This company also, Act of 2013, defined a business limited by shares as one where the amount unpaid shall limit the liability. Okay, last number 3 is the unlimited liability company. Okay, the first refers to the full legal responsibility that business owners and partners assume for all business debt, not capital and obligation can be paid through the seizures and sale or owner's personal assets. Typically exists in general partnership and sole proprietorship. Lastly, legal definition can be found in Section 10(4) of Companies Act 1965. Okay, that's all from my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syamimi binti Hazahari and my matrix number is H21A2916. I will be presenting about classification based on public status. First, private company. Private company is not a public company within the meaning of the Companies Act 2006 and is prohibited from making any offer of securities of the company to the public. Main feature of a private company have 3. First, under section 42(1), company limited by share having not more than 50 shareholders. Second, section 42(2), shall restrict the transfer of its shares. Lastly is Section 43 bracket 1. A private company is not permitted to issue shares of debentures or encourage the public to subscribe for its capital. It must come to its own personal agreement. Next is public company. Public company is a company other than a private company raises funds from the public, therefore subjected to more regulatory control, whether by the CA or other legislation than the private company. Main feature of public company have 4, which is first, it could be either unlimited business or a firm restricted by shares or a guarantee. Second, it can have more than 50 shareholders. Third, it has no restriction to transfer its shares. And lastly, all policy decisions are made by the Board of Directors using the majority rules.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Arif Fadila bin Abdullah, metric number H218-2009. Today, I would like to talk about classification based on relationship with other company, which is holding company and subsidiary company. Holding company, a company known as the holding company of another company if it has control over the other company. It has a power to control the composition of the board of director of another company or holds a majority of its shares. A company may become a holding company of another company in either of the following 3 ways, which is by holding more than 50% of the normal value of issued equity capital of the company, or by holding more than 50% of its voting right, or by securing to itself the right to appoint the majority of the directors of the other company directly or indirectly. Next, which is a subsidiary company. A company known as a subsidiary of another company when its control is exercised by the latter over the former called a subsidiary company. Where a company is subsidiary of another company, the former becomes the subsidiary of the controlling company. It is a company whose parent is a majority shareholder. For the purpose of liability, taxation and regulation, subsidiaries are distinct legal entities.
My part is classification based on place of incorporation. I have 2 types company based on place incorporation is local and foreign. For local, we example for Indian company. This company registered in India under the Companies Act years 1956 and have their registered office in India. Second, for foreign company, it means any company incorporated outside India which has an established place of business in India. So, for example, the effect of amendment is that in the case of a foreign company having a place of business in India, if 51% of the paid-up share capital, whether preference or equity, is in Indian hands, it shall have to comply with such of the provisions of the Act as may be prescribed as if it were a company incorporated in India. My latest part is basis of the activity. I give 3 example companies for this part. First, dormant, second, needy, and last, section 25. For dormant company is an inactive company by making an application to the registrar of the company. Dormant companies can be used for copyright, trademark, holding patents, designs, other rights, and intellectual property. For needy company is a company which has been incorporated as a needy with the object of cultivating the habit of thrift and service among its members and the others. For Section 25, it is formed for solely promoting art, commerce, science, literature, charity, religion, and other useful objects.